Good morning, everyone. We're out here standing at the end of the runway here. This is our original grass runway, which we got an excellent stand. But due to the power line that's right there, I'm just not comfortable enough dive bombing the power line. So I end up about twice as high as the 20-foot line is. So therefore I'm eating too much runway up to land. I don't have a problem doing it when I'm by myself, but we're getting close to 40 hours, so we'll be hauling passengers. So we'd already decided we were gonna redo. So it's too dry to plant beans, so I went ahead and cut this runway. I have a gap over there that's, I don't know, it's been there for years. So I just went ahead and cut one there. And I got about 750 foot from here to there. It's all usable. You can get down on both ends of it. Coming from either end, we have an open field. We have a big power line out there, but you can work around it okay. So that's just going to be, I will go ahead and plant beans through it. That'll give me about 40 days of usable before the beans get too big to land in. And then this is the runway that I think we're going to end up with. We're going to start it over here on this side of my current gap on the west end. And it will run all the way down to this dead tree. I don't know if you can see the dead tree, but the dead tree beside this live tree. And that'll give me about 1,200 feet. And it'll be, after I cut the trees down, it'll be 100% usable because it's an open field. Beyond that, the power lines actually travel at an angle. My field is square on the end. The power lines travel at an angle down the road. So that gets me about 600 feet from the power line to start here. So that's kind of the way our new layout's going to be. We're going to cut a few trees, land it a few times, see if it's what we want for sure. And then we'll probably get something seated on it later on. Hopefully we get as good a stand as we got on this runway here that we're going to plant beans on next spring probably. Susan said we ought to leave it, but I said, well, I don't know what for if we get this one in, but we're going to try different directions. The only reason we didn't do it, we knew we had longer. This is 1320 to the power lines. But when you come over 40 foot over the end, I have 800 foot of grass here. If I have a little headwind coming, from the west, well, I don't have any trouble at all landing over the power line. I can actually touch down there, which is about 500 foot this side of the power line at the end of my 800 foot grass strip here. But on a calm day, you can't get down in 500. It takes you 700 or so. So you're landing with maybe 500 foot of grass left, which is plenty, but you don't have any room for air, and I like a little room for air. The 750 across here, I mean, it seemed fine landing on it last night, which is what you're watching on the video tonight. But there again, when I start taking people with me, I'd rather have a little more buffer, so that leaves us 1,200 foot of usable. I think will be plenty. That's enough to float it for a little bit, and to make really good landings. The more, if you got a little room for air, you make better landings than you do trying to get it down on a spot. So that's what we're going to try. I hope y'all have a good week. It's been 100 until today. We're just getting up to 90 today and the humidity low, so we've got Justin blowing off the combine. We're swing shifting on that job because it is a nasty, dirty job to do. But like the old saying, somebody's got to do it. See you next time. We often have people volunteer to come out and drive tractors or trucks and just just for something to do, help on the farm, and of course we never let them, because of liability reasons and stuff. We have never had anybody volunteer to come out and help clean the combine. I don't know why, do you? It takes about 4 hours of blowing just to blow the dust off. And it'll take a half a day to wash it, which we may or may not do, depending on our mood until we get done. But looking for volunteers. Anybody wants to volunteer to blow a combine, we'll teach you how. They sure get dirty.